The first Labor Day parade was held in Marlborough in 1952. The city was uniquely positioned to take a parade and make it its own. The American Legion Drum and Bugle Corps, located in Marlborough, had sowed the seeds of pride in musical accomplishment by winning state and national championships. It's only natural that they turned and thought of a parade. Let's get some bands together, let's get some music, and let's get the people singing and dancing again. 1952 was a very difficult time in the city of Marlborough. Shoe factories were closing, people were coming back from World War II looking to find employment during a time when the unemployment rate was at its highest. At the same time, the Korean War was in progress. Marlborough boys were dying regularly, and the wounded were coming home. Therefore, the spirits were very low. Mayor Gadbois decided that everybody needed a morale booster. This was a working-class town back in 1952, as much as it is a working-class city today. Labor Day was an important day to the residents of Marlborough, so Labor Day was decided as the day of celebration. The parade was the brainchild of then Recreation Director Lou Galoni. As the son of the former business manager for the Drum and Bugle Corps, parades seemed to be in his blood. Immediately, the parade was a hit. Every year, the parade and its response grew, and it wasn't long before Marlborough had made a musical name for itself again. The reputation of the city really expanded and grew all across the state. Everyone knew Marlborough as a result of the parade. In 1960, Marlborough celebrated the 300th anniversary of its founding as a town, so all efforts that year went into making a special tercentennial parade instead of the traditional Labor Day parade. The tercentennial parade was in June, and Labor Day festivities that year consisted of a 3-day festival. The following 2 years also consisted of 3 or 4-day festivals because parade officials figured that they could not do any better than the tercentennial parade. But by 1963, the Labor Day parade was back, and by 1972 had 54 musical units and was just shy of 4 hours long. Today's parade runs about 2.5 hours long. In the 70s, the parade was still a hit. Several local bugle corps and bands were participating, but towards the end of the 70s, these units began to fade. Several factors came into play. Rock and roll was taking hold, kids' interests were developing differently, schools began to decrease or eliminate their music programs, which basically eliminated the foundation of music in the state. And as a result, units just began to disappear. So it became much, much harder to find solid units for the parade. In 1977, after 26 years at the helm of the Labor Day parade, Lou Galoni stepped down. Then, Mayor Kelleher decided to put the administration of the parade into the hands of a committee. In 1981, George Wampum was asked by the mayor's office to take the reins. Wampum had seen the parade through the 80s, 90s, and much of the 2000s. He is the one that instituted the use of themes. The 2013 theme is the Spirit of Marlborough. Over the past 62 years, there has been many favorite acts from the large bands of the 50s and 60s to the new multicultural groups or novelty acts. The position of Grand Marshal of the parade has risen in prominence in the city and reads as a list of who's who in the community. All Grand Marshals are chosen for the commitment and service they've given to the city over the years. Originally intended to boost Marlborough spirits and to get them singing and dancing again, the parade has kept us singing and dancing for decades and has itself become one of our favorite traditions.